How's everybody doing? I always want to start out by saying I'm not 12. I know a bunch of you are thinking it. I'm 13, so get it right. Very self-conscious about it. And I confuse a lot of people with how young I look. It doesn't help that I drive a Volvo station wagon. So whenever I'm driving around town, it just looks like I'm dropping myself off at soccer practice. Very confusing. What really confuses the guys who lure me into their vans. They're so pissed if I check my ID. They're so pissed. But just a sucker for a free puppy. What can I say? No, but life's kind of hard when you look this young. It's a little difficult. Like, dating's really hard when you look like me. You know, like adorable like a puppy. All girls want to play with the puppy, and they want to tickle the puppy, and they want to snuggle with the puppy. But none of those girls ever really seem to want to blow the puppy. I'm really tired of getting tickled. It's also tough being this size because I'm in the Army and it's really hard to find like uniforms and combat boots that fit. It's really hard, and like, I have to special order all my combat boots from war-torn African nations because they're the only ones with kid sizes. Yeah, I know it's a terrible joke, but I have a microphone. Say what I want. I know child soldier is such a messed up thing. Child soldier is terrible. It's terrible, and I know it's terrible because I saw Blood Diamond. Leonardo DiCaprio said it was bad, so I believe him. And watching that movie, I realized that there's this thing that you can buy like conflict-free diamonds. That way, when you're buying engagement rings or jewelry, you can make sure that like no one was ethnically cleansed or no one had their hands cut off like to get those diamonds. And that's cool, but if I buy an engagement ring, I'm going to request conflict diamonds. I know that sounds messed up, but if I'm going to pay an arm and a leg for some diamonds, I want to let someone else lost some appendage in the transaction. Seems only fair. Seems only fair. It's also tough when you're this size. I get intimidated sometimes. Like, when I go to the gym, I don't feel good about myself. Because I'm like bicep curling Lincoln Logs, and there's some Eastern German broad next to me putting up a horse, and it's like, it just makes me feel bad about myself. And I don't think it's fair because women, you guys have curves. You have that gym you can go work out at, self-conscious free. Like, you feel fine. It's awesome. But there's no gym like that for guys. And that's why I'm going to make one. We call it Twigs. Caters exclusively to teeny men. All the weights are going to be made out of balsa wood or tinfoil. We're not really putting up much weight, but it just looks awesome. Real nice. It's not all bad, though, looking this young. I can still play in a lot of U12 sports leagues, which is cool. I'm the Ray Lewis on my midget football team. And by that, I mean I murdered someone and got away with it completely. This is a side note. Because he did murder someone. Like, it's Ray Lewis's last year. Like, oh, he's such a great player. Like, oh, phenomenal. Such a great guy. He murdered someone. That's why if you ever want to get away with a crime, just become a franchise NFL player. It's fine. You can kill someone with DUI, knives, whatever. You're awesome. It's fine. Although you can't kill dogs. If you kill dogs, you gotta go to jail for a little bit. That's the rules. Everyone hates Mike Vick for fighting dogs, and that's fair. Like, I mean, he did kill more dogs in a Vietnamese restaurant. But I really think we're blaming the wrong person. Like, we should be blaming Pokemon for teaching us it's okay to fight. It's okay for kids to fight animals. It's Pokemon's fault for teaching us that. And you guys didn't see the episode of Pokemon where Ash drowned Pikachu in the bathtub after he lost a fight? It was terrible. It was messed up. I saw it. I think the best part about looking this young is that, you know, God forbid, somewhere down the road, I turn out to be a pedophile. All I have to do is look in the mirror to find someone to molest. Some people owe it that. They're like, come on, I keep it in-house, keep it safe, keep Chris Hansen and Dateline NBC out of the entire equation. It's not bad. I thought it was a good idea. Yeah, so I don't like going to the gym to work out. I don't like it because I'm skinny and it feels weird. I feel self-conscious. But I did find a workout program that works really well for me. And that's all-female senior citizen water aerobics classes. I kill it in those classes. It's awesome. It's awesome. And it's a great pickup destination, really. Those ladies love me. People are like, oh, you're hooking up with old ladies? That's gross. Like, no, there are some added benefits. For starters, I get a lot more checks for $10 on my birthday. I'm up to like 90 a year. It's awesome. It's pretty nice. Also, I have access to more hard candy than I could possibly want. If you guys want some caramels, I got them. Also, no pregnancy scares. That's the thing you gotta worry about, right? I just graduated college recently, and as my first act as a contributing member of society and adult, I moved right back in with my parents. And when I got home, my parents sat me down and like, yeah, let's talk about what it's going to be like living back at home. Don't think of us as your parents. Think of us as roommates. And I said, bullshit. No way living with your parents is like living with roommates. It's not true. It's not true. These roommates weren't cool with me coming home drunk at 4 o'clock in the morning and knocking on the door and being like, psst. Psst. You guys awake? Do you have any condoms? They ain't finding funny. But what was I supposed to do? Ethel's retirement home has super strict visiting hours. And after last time we got caught, I don't think they're going to believe that I'm her grandson anymore. I live in Charleston, South Carolina right now, and I love it. It's really cool. But there are a few things I wish people warned me about, like when I moved down there. Like, I don't know in Atlanta, but like in Charleston, a lot of people like to buy those old decommissioned cop cars. You know what I'm talking about, the old Crown Vics? Buy them all the time. And it really freaked me out the first time I was driving, I was just driving down the street, I looked up and I saw like 15 cop car headlights in my rear view mirror. I was like, oh, I wasn't doing anything wrong, but I was like, oh, I hope they don't notice me. It's terrible. And I was really worried until the first one passed me, and I saw that it was spray painted like bright pink and had all the Disney princesses airbrushed on the side of it. I was like, that guy's not on the force. Although maybe he is. Maybe it's Paul Walker in the latest Fast and the Furious. Fast and the Furious Hoopty Drift. Okay, for you white people, Hoopty is the name of a car, the old Crown Vics that they buy. Just so you know, a cultural lesson. You're in Atlanta, you should know that word. Just saying. Just saying. Racism isn't funny, but sometimes it is, so let's talk about it. I really like racial slurs that are really out of date and like really don't apply anymore. Like they just don't have any context in our lives anymore. Like apple. Apple has to be my favorite. An apple is a term for a Native American who acts white. Because, you know, if you tell someone from another race that they act white, it's the worst thing you can say. Because white people are terrible. I just let history tell me that one. I'm sorry. And white people are terrible. It's because of white people we don't have the Chappelle Show anymore. I want you all to go to bed thinking about that. Because the world no longer has the Chappelle Show because we fucking ruined it. But apple's my favorite racial slur because that's a terrible racial slur. If you want to have a good racial slur, it has to sound mean and angry and hateful and ignorant, because that's what racism is all those things, ignorant and hate. And like, you can't say apple, like, this apple sounds nutritious. You find yourself like on a reservation, and like, well, I don't know why you're on a reservation to begin with. We already took the best parts of the country. I don't know why you're there. But you're like in an argument with a guy, and you're like, yo, fuck you, man, you apple. Argument done. You just said apple, you sound like an idiot. Then Oreo. Oreo's another one. That's a racial slur for a white person who acts, a black person who acts white. That just sounds delicious. You call someone an Oreo, you're just like, oh, okay. Like, Just want to go get some Oreos? Screw this cross burning. Let's just go get some Oreos. Sounds great. I want to leave you guys with one last thing real quick. There's a lot of things in this world that confuse me that I just don't understand. Just something I just don't get. Like, some people will blow themselves up for their religion. I don't understand that. I really don't get it. And apparently you get 72 virgins in the afterlife as a reward. But that's not really a reward. 72 virgins? Do you know how much emotional baggage would come with having sex with 72 virgins? Spend the entire time trying to think why everyone's angry at you. It's terrible. I also don't think it'd be like fun to have sex with 72 people who don't know what they're doing. You get to like number 30 and you're just like, oh, teeth again? Like, just stop. Pointless. I don't have to worry about teeth with Ethel. She just takes them out. Alright, everybody. Thank you very much for coming out. It was awesome.